The new leader of Iran, Mojtaba Khamenei, has not appeared in public so far. No one has seen him since the very first day of the war in the Middle East, and that's not a coincidence. There is information that the new leader of Iran, Mojtaba Khamenei, is wounded and is hiding even from some Iranian officials. He is being hidden in one of the bunkers under the strictest secrecy so that he is not eliminated. Sources from the New York Times report that 3 days after Mojtaba Khamenei was officially declared the successor to his assassinated father as the supreme leader of Iran, he has not appeared on video in public and even, take note, has not made any written statements. One of the reasons why no one has seen him is that the 56-year-old Khamenei was wounded on the very first day of the attack carried out by Israel and the United States. Iranian officials reported that Mojtaba Khamenei was wounded, including in the legs, but is conscious and is hiding in a well-guarded place with limited communication. I'm Alexei Pechi. Let's discuss this together. But before we start this episode, I ask you to subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave any comment, and be sure to subscribe to my Telegram channel, Pechi News. The link to it is in the description of this video, where we post breaking news as it comes in. So, the New York Times reports that the new leader of Iran, Mojtaba Khamenei, has not appeared in public so far for a reason and hasn't even recorded any addresses to the people, not just video, but not even written ones. One of the reasons is the concern that any communication with anyone could reveal his location and put him in danger. 3 Iranian officials told this to the New York Times. But another factor is that 56-year-old Mojtaba Khamenei was wounded on the first day of the attack carried out by Israel and the United States. 3 Iranian officials told the New York Times that over the past 2 days, senior government representatives informed them that Khamenei was wounded, including in the legs, but is conscious and hiding in a well-guarded location with limited communication. At the same time, 2 Israeli military officials said that information gathered by Israel also led the defense ministry to conclude that Mojtaba Khamenei sustained leg injuries on February 28th. They reached this conclusion even before he was elected the new supreme leader on Sunday. Mojtaba's father, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, was killed as a result of Israeli airstrikes on the leadership complex in central Tehran, also on February 28th. The mother, wife, and son of the new supreme leader, as well as several high-ranking Iranian officials from the Ministry of Defense, were also killed in that Saturday attack. And interestingly, one of the hints about Mojtaba Khamenei's health condition was the mention on Iranian state television and in the state news agency IRNA, where he was called, quote, a wounded war veteran. In addition, in a statement from the influential pro-government religious organization Comité Emdat congratulating Khamenei on his election, he is referred to as Janbaz. This is a Persian term that refers to a veteran wounded in war. On Tuesday, local Iranian media asked the spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry, Esmail Baghaei, whether Mojtaba Khamenei had taken on new responsibilities. As the main religious and political deputy, the leading figure of the country, and the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. And here is what is interesting and curious. Baghaei refused to answer the question directly and said, quote, those who were supposed to receive the message have already received it, whatever that means. And this is where the first suspicion arose that perhaps the real power in the country is not held by Mojtaba Khamenei, but by the very Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps. Because although a new supreme leader was of course elected, no one has seen him, he hasn't addressed anyone, there aren't even any written statements. And moreover, when people ask if he has assumed, well, the powers of the head of state, his officials say, that's none of your business. Those who need to know, know. Overall, Mojtaba Khamenei has always remained such a mysterious figure. He rarely, if ever, gave public speeches or attended public events. Iranian media started circulating a short half-minute video containing just a photo of Khamenei, and in short, no one knows where he is. Let me remind you that on Friday, when it was revealed Khamenei was the main contender for successor, Israeli fighter jets dropped bunker-busting bombs on the remaining buildings of the cabinet and the residential complex of the supreme leader, turning them into ruins. And obviously this was a signal to Mojtaba that they could come for him as well. Iranian officials said they believe the target of the strikes was Mojtaba Khamenei, but he wasn't there, they say. Well, I think the Israelis already knew he wasn't there. Israel's defense minister, Israel Katz, stated that any successor to Ayatollah Khamenei would become a target. President Trump stated that he is unhappy with Mojtaba Khamenei's rise to power, but refused to comment on whether the US plans to try to kill him. It's funny that in Iran, Khamenei does not physically appear in public, but his face can already be seen on large banners set up throughout the capital. In Tehran, as well as on a giant mural depicting his late father, Ali Khamenei, handing him the flag of Iran. So, the entire apparatus of power is showing that Mojtaba is now the main one, but they don't show him to the people and keep him hidden. Khamenei, who has close ties with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, has remained an influential player in the shadows for years. He coordinated security and military matters in his father's administration, but little is known about his personality or his plans for governing Iran. Well, except for his close ties with the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and with the radical faction. But what's most strange about this whole story is that government supporters are right now holding rallies in city squares all over the country. Swearing in ceremonies for Mojtaba Khamenei, even though people have only seen this very Mojtaba Khamenei in photographs since he was elected the supreme leader of the country. I'll leave it at that. Share your opinions and conclusions in the comments below this episode, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell, and don't forget to like. If you found this episode interesting and useful, you can support the work of this YouTube channel with your donation or a paid subscription using the links and details in the description of this video or by scanning the QR code on your screen. That's all for now. Take care of yourselves. Goodbye, everyone.